We're all living in a world gone geek. It's time to geek hard or go home. The podcast is real. Here's your host, Grounded Geek.
Greetings, programs. It is I, Utah, running the ship. I am the captain now. Jeff is here, don't worry. He is the silent partner, the man behind the curtain, still producing and will be editing the show, I'm sure. So let's not make it too difficult for him. Or do. I don't care. As always, I'm joined by another partner in crime, Aaliyah, a.k.a. Aaliyah. Hello, hello.
Hi, I am waiting.
Greetings,
Hi.
Aaliyah. How have you been?
I've been so good. How are you?
Hanging in. Life happens. Life events. A couple of things juggling in the air. The last thing I did do that was fun, though, was I was in a production of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory at Cassidy Theater in Parma Heights. That was fun. Had a good time with that.
Oh, wow. How did that turn out?
Turned out great, actually. I was a little concerned. Tech week was a little stressful, but we made it through. I played Mr. Bucket, one of the parents of Charlie that gets shunned and denied a tour of the factory.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, you think about it. Why would Charlie not choose the person that birthed Charlie? In our Charlie was a girl, or her father. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. What about you? Anything exciting for you, Aaliyah?
No, I actually don't. I mean, I've traveled a little bit.
Yeah, I saw some hiking pictures.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hiking. I have a backpacking trip coming up at the end of this month, and that's really about it. Nothing too crazy over here.
Way to go for you. All right, well, let's get right into it because we have a special guest who we want to make sure that we take advantage of the time that he has with us. He is a true powerhouse in independent filmmaking and a cornerstone of Cleveland's cultural scene. His name is Johnny K. Wu, and he's an award-winning producer, director, and editor with over 25 years of experience. He founded Media Design Imaging, or MDI, a film in 1998, a company that has been instrumental in providing video and event production services to a diverse clientele. Johnny has produced more than 14 feature films, including the action film Bullets, Brothers, and Blood, which has garnered many awards and secured global distribution. He's had a documentary called History of Cleveland's Chinatown. It was featured on WKYC and WVIZ. Beyond filmmaking, Johnny is a dedicated community leader. He co-founded the Cleveland Asian Festival, attracting over 50,000 attendees annually, and has been producing the Cleveland Cultural Gardens One World Day since 2015. His contributions have earned him inductions into the International Indie Filmmakers Hall of Fame and the Cleveland International Hall of Fame. Fluent in Chinese, Spanish, and English, Johnny holds an MBA in marketing from Cleveland State University. His commitment to diversity, storytelling, and community building makes him a remarkable figure in both the arts and civic engagement. Welcome, Johnny. Thank you so much for spending time with us here tonight.
Thank you for having me here. I wonder whether you got those bio from the AI or something.
ChatGPT is your friend.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? At some point, I feel like we need to accept our AI overlords, and I hope to befriend them once they take over.
Well, hopefully they don't take over. Or at least they can make our life easier. That's the most important.
Right? Yes. Well, that's the whole. Yeah. Yes. It would be very nice if the AI deemed us worthy and perhaps kept us around.
Right. Wow.
So thank you for joining us, Johnny. Why don't you tell us a little bit about? Well, we've got the Cleveland Asian Festival coming up this weekend, which is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing it for the past few years. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and your involvement with it?
Sure. Back in 2010, we started thinking. 2009, we started thinking about doing something more beneficial to the community after we were doing a TV show with the TV20 back then. And me, Lisa Wong, and Vi Hun sat down, and then we said, why don't we do something big, like a festival, like Columbus Asian Festival here in Cleveland? We were like, Maybe not going to happen because we were having a problem with all the different AAPI community here who doesn't like each other. So getting
Yeah.
everybody together can be a problem. But we're like, let's try. Let's say we got nothing to lose, right? So we said, let's do a 1 day event. Let's see how many people can pull on. Oh my God, it was a lot of feedback, bad feedback from everybody saying that that's not gonna work. It's not possible. You're not gonna make this work. This is stupid. You cannot get everybody working together. This is ridiculous. But we raised lots of money and we actually pulled it off. About 10,000 people showed up, and after that, everybody changed their tone. It's now like, oh my God, this is such a great event. We should do it more often. Why don't you do a 3 days event? I said, hell no, we're not gonna do a 3 days event. That's too much work. So we decided to do a 2 days event, Saturday, Sunday. Since then, 2010, 2011, all the way to now. So I've been doing that for 16 years now. This is our 16-year celebration. We do try to do a lot of different things every year, but always the same thing eventually. But the main thing people like to go there is for the food, the performances, the atmosphere, the diversity we have there, and some free screening that we offer to everyone.
That is incredible.
Well, this is a design for this year Asian Festival poster design. So, local talent Lisa Tang designed this whole poster.
Oh, nice!
Looks really, really nice. I really love it. I mean, we have all the animals.
That's so cute. I love the cats.
It's cats and fruits. And
cats and fruit. Cats and fruits. Leah, you have fruit on your counter. You're halfway there.
Yeah, that's a watermelon.
And the cat is.
And you have a cat. You're there. See, look at that. You're already. All you got to do now is show up this weekend.
Wow, that's amazing. So where did you guys originally? Speaking of cats, I definitely see yours crawling around in the back.
Oh yeah, there she is. That's she is.
I'm curious to know how you where was it originally, because you guys are at the Cleveland Zoo. So
nothing to do with the zoo. It's just more about we want to do something different. So every year we commission a local talent. So we're always looking for AAPI designer artists to draw a design. And this year we don't want to do anything with horoscope related because Year of the Snake is not really something you want to showcase and poster. And we thought about let's do cats, because cats is a symbol of good luck in Asia.
Good luck. Yeah.
In Japan, China, Thailand, Korea, good luck. Cat is always a good luck, especially calico cats in Japan.
You always see
That's where the Hello Kitty came from.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we thought about that, and then we said, well, what's going to work with cats would be something with fruits or vegetables. And that we mentioned that to Lisa Tang, and she said, easy. So she do this really, really nice for us. All the different fruits from different Asian country. And then
she's at
it's blurry. So there you go. That's my
there we go. Amazing. Yeah.
So you have, I don't even know what they call, but you have pineapple up there.
Right.
Then you have the calico cats over here, the orange.
Yeah. Very cute.
Yeah. And this design really looks really nice. I really like it.
No, it's a great design. Way to go, Lisa. I had no idea. No, I had no idea that the Cleveland Asian Festival had been going on for so long, but it makes sense because you had mentioned that at the very beginning, it was very small, very difficult. And you guys were kind of like you said, the growing up as an Asian child on the west side of Cleveland, it always felt like the Asian community there wasn't one Asian community. There were pockets.
Yes.
And they never really coalesced or did anything together. And so I can only imagine, was there a point where you were able to get everybody on the same page, or did that take years before?
No, actually, after a couple of months of talking to everybody and make sure everybody understand that there's no who is a leader, who is not a leader. It's all working together, and we all volunteer, except for now at Lisa and the co-producer, we've been hired to do the job because there's lots of work. But back in the beginning, we were making sure that everybody have a great time, making sure that everybody are the leaders. we delegate tasks. And because in the past I have done movies production, so I understand about how to organize. And prior to that, when I was 14 years old, I put together a mom choir for the diplomatic community in Panama. So I got to experience how to do this together. So when we did it in 2010 for the first year, I actually put together a different list or detailed list about the tasks that each committee need to do. So we start with a executive board, and then we'll branch out to different committee chairs. And every 5 committee chairs, they recruit the committee members, volunteers, to go to the committee members. And from there, going to the other volunteers. So almost like a little Christmas tree.
Right,
I
right.
want to spread it out. And the reason doing that also is to make sure that every committee member or every chair only can do 2 different type of committees. So this way they don't overload themselves. So if you are a committee chair for a volunteer, you can do marketing, and that's it. If you're a vendor, you can do marketing, that's it. Because this way that we don't want to overkill all of us, because it's a lot of work. But we also noticed that we really need to bring in new generation, new leaders, because we're getting old. I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years. I don't think I can continue doing this forever, but I probably have to because I have a mortgage to pay. So, but it's something that we would like to see younger generation say, "Hey, man, Johnny, you can take a break this year. I'll take over your job, and you can moving forward." They may do things differently, but we want to make sure that the future generation will appreciate what we do and want to say, "I would like to help. I would like to be part of it. I would like to be in leadership position."
Right, and that always seems to be I wouldn't say a struggle, but kind of a goal for a lot of these things, right? Especially in the immigrant communities where you've got first, second generation immigrants who are trying to put on these things and build community. But you want to make sure that that legacy continues, and so you've got to get the younger generations involved and interested and also invested too. And so I can see how that is. Did you set it up so that every ethnicity, every different type of Asian, were they only in charge of their particular communities?
No,
did it matter?
Doesn't matter. If you want to be involved, we don't care what kind of AAPI community you're with. Just come in, do the work, and then let's share the fruit of our event. And that's one thing that. Yes, fruit and cats. And that's one thing I like about the Asian Festival is every year I'll be frustrated because there's too many people there. But at the same time, I'm very happy to see all those people, 40, 30, 40, 50,000 people showing up for one weekend event. And they're loving each other, enjoying each other's company, no matter no matter your color, your race, your sexual orientation, nothing. Just
all that doesn't matter.
Big family together.
Yeah,
we do have complaints about parking is difficult, but that's nothing to do with people. Nobody has to complain about the people.
Yeah. Right. That's strictly a logistics thing.
Everyone complains about parking in Cleveland, though. That's
right.
That's for sure.
That's a universal truth.
Here's the funny part. We also have we do surveys every year to make sure we know what people like. Majority of the time, every year there'll be 3 or 4 people say the weather is too hot. You need to have the weather is too cold. The weather is raining. Like, I can't control the weather.
Right.
You can't. I thought you could.
I wish I could, but then everything changed, like Thanos, right?
Right. Exactly.
So I know you guys were talking about the positive effect that it has within diverse communities, but I am curious, like, what ways has the festival contributed to the growth or recognition in Asiatown? Because I work right on St. Clair, then that's super close.
So have you heard of the Cleveland Asian Festival?
Yeah, I have.
How long have you been hearing about it?
For at least the past 4 years.
There you go. That's your growth.
Well, there you go. There's the growth.
What we're trying to do. The goal of the Asian Festival, I should probably mention the date is it's May 17 and 18 from 11 to 7 p.m. and clevelandasianfestival.org is the website. The goal of the festival is to promote the AAPI Heritage Month because that's May. Also to celebrate our culture and festivities. And last, also with the one thing we also do is to bring economic growth into the neighborhood. And because of the Asian Festival, for the all many years we're doing it, it's been considered the kickoff event for the summer. Every people in Cleveland say, "Oh, Asian Festival is the beginning early the summer," so that's a kickoff event, and we are the best organized event considered by the city of Cleveland because we are they say that we have a tight ship. We did everything well. Not really. We just produce and planning ahead of time to make sure everything works. So that's yeah.
I was gonna say that comes from your experience because you've got to get things planned and organized in order for something to go out well.
Yes, and then because of that event, the Cleveland Asian Festival did so well, I was hired back in 2015 to run the Cleveland Cultural Gardens One World Day. And that's another pushback at the beginning. Nobody wanted to have an Asian guy run the European gardens. All the gardens over there back then was all European except for Vietnamese and Chinese.
Yep.
So when I was the producer, I had a lot of pushback from gardens because I felt like I'm not white enough to do the job. But we learn, we hate each other, we love each other, we continue moving together, and then because of every year I've been doing that with them, they trust me now. They don't ask me, they don't tell me don't do it. They don't ask me anymore to bring me a proposal. They already automatically say, Johnny, you can do it next year again. And we brought in brought in almost 45,000 people over there. This is my 11th year doing it too. So that can show that capability is what you can show people that who you are doesn't really matters.
No, it's true. No, I remember when the One World Day was just kind of a small thing and just a handful of families, whatever, walking down the path down MLK to see all the gardens and stuff. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I feel like you with your overhead Oakleys and your hoverboard really pushed the visibility of it up. I'm half joking, but I do remember seeing you in your overhead Oakleys and your
yes. I still bring in my overhead Oakley, which actually is over here. Look at that.
There they are.
Yeah,
the legendary. Look at that. See, this is the Johnny I met and I remember. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Every year I'll bring this out for the Cleveland Asian Festival just because I like to showcase it. Kind of funny thing about this is right now on TikTok and YouTube, every young influencer are talking about it. Like this is the best ever happening right now. Like, man, you guys are slow. You guys this
right. Where have you been?
Everything comes back, and we're not very original,
So when I was wearing this, people said that I have bug eyes because it looks like bugs, or they tell me I'm wearing bra on my head, women's bra. So yeah, I had all this pushback, but I'm still kept bringing it out because now it's the hip thing to do.
Right. Well, and also still, I mean, it's just such a unique thing, right? It's kind of a trademark now.
Yeah. And the good thing is I still have it, and you can buy it on eBay, but there are thousands of dollars about up there now.
Yeah, I know. Yes. So good on you. Look at that. See, trendsetter before you even knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I do.
Right.
So how do your other roles in in other cultural events like One World Day complement what you're currently doing with the Asian Festival?
I would appreciate the culture more. Now that I've been working with the Cultural Gardens for over for 11 years now, I love the people there. I love how they embrace me finally and they say that I'm not just another Asian guy, but rather a guy who can pull it off, can make it happen. It can make and promote culture. I don't see a division between diversity. I see everybody together as a family. I don't see culture. I don't see different faces. I see more one faces but different cultures. I hope that's easy to explain. With the Asian Festival, I see a lot of people there. I see Asian. We have Asian members. We have non-Asian. We have Black, African American, and all working together. But then when you go to the Culture Garden, you actually understand the different culture and what's going on there. All the politics that they had to deal with, Ukraine, Russia, Pakistan, India now, and all this happening. And we had as a cultural groups, we are still loving each other, but unfortunately, politics is a little bit different.
I think that's one of the great things about kind of the theme with your two projects is the kind of the uniting the community, whether it's just the Asian diaspora or just the different world cultures with the
Right.
gardens is all about unifying, about how we may look different and come from different places and have different traditions and different cultural things, but we're all part of the human race. We're all,
Exactly.
I dare say, one world gone geek.
Yeah, it was tough for me because in the Gotcha Garden there's about 49 different gardens back then, and I had to memorize them all. It took me about 3 years to actually know where every garden at. Finally,
because they're very spread out along that path.
The Culture Garden is located over there in MLK and East Boulevard. So the whole stretch, about 8 miles distant, not 8 miles, maybe 4 miles distant, 237 acres of land. So all the different gardens have different culture there. And there's 40-something gardens right now. And it's a lot for me to memorize when I started the beginning, but I got it there.
You've had 11 years, so you've got it down.
Yeah, I got. Funny, you can mention one of the garden, I know exactly where it's going to be at. So it's only maybe one or two smaller ones I don't remember, but the rest of the majority I do. I also memorize all the culture. It's so beautiful when we had the culture gardens. This year it's going to be August 24th. We have also called the Parade of Flags, where every garden dress out with a costume and parade through the whole street. And it was beautiful to see thousands of people wearing different kind of cultural outfit and parading themselves. And speaking of that, in this Cleveland Asian Festival this year, we brought back in the fashion show, which is the Colors of Asia.
Nice.
So this is something that we stopped doing it for many, many years in the past just because we didn't have the manpower. But we're going to bring it back. We want to have every different ethnic groups come out to stage and present the culture and the outfit they wear. So that's one thing we're doing this year, a little bit different. The other thing we're doing this year is cosplay. So Asian cosplay is something that we haven't done many, many years, almost a decade ago. And we're going to bring that back because we felt like K-pop, A-pop, J-pop all go so popular now. So why don't we bring something like this and to embrace the culture? So anybody who like to dress up with an Asian theme cosplay playing, you're welcome to do so and come to stage and parade it. I will be there. I'll be both on the Colors of Asia and cosplay wearing my armor. So there's a real armor from the Ming Dynasty, well, replica now. And now we're wearing that and going to be displaying that and showcasing it.
Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Sorry. I was going to say, this might be a little bit controversial. Jeff, you might want to cut it out, but it gets in a little bit in the weeds. So, a lot of people talk about like cultural appropriation and, people stealing other people's.
So you want to know what my view on that?
Well, I am very curious, but I also think too, just in general, people absolutely love, America loves the Asian, Japanese, Chinese
K-pop,
culture.
right.
Yeah, they love that as a culture. But
So
we are not always as accepting, I think, sometimes of.
So it's a kind of the way you have to distinguish. There's a fine line between being appreciating culture and culture appropriation.
Yes.
Right.
So different is when you're mocking a culture or you're not respecting the culture, that means that you're not actually appreciating the culture. That's the difference. The quickest way, the easiest to do it. For example, if you see a Japanese walking in the street and you say ni hao to a Japanese guy, that is insulting, racist comment. Because Japanese don't understand what ni hao means. Ni hao is a Chinese word for hello. But then if you say that to a Japanese person or going to the country, Japanese culture, Japan to do this, then you are insulting the Japanese and you're not doing anything correctly. So that's a racist comment. And it also can be considered as a cultural appropriation because you think it belongs to China, so everybody else is going to be understanding the word ni hao. So another way, let's say you are a non-Asian person and you decide to sell Asian clothing and altering them to say it's your own. That's maybe cultural appropriation depending how you, quote unquote, design the design.
Yes.
Right. I think it has a lot to do with intent, right?
That intent is very. I can give you a very good example. Another thing is about Asian Town. We had this happen in the past. Is two white people went into Asian Town and tried to sell an event of West Asian Town, claiming to be authentic Asian culture. Do you think that's appreciation or appropriation?
Yeah.
See, that's right. There's context there, because if at the face of it, you would think that might be appropriation. But if those people actually researched and know about
They
the
did not research.
culture, oh, see, if
All right,
if
so
they were
here's the
just
thing.
doing it,
They're
if they're
doing
just
because
doing it
they
for the
wanna
money, then
Yeah, that's appropriation. Not only
Yeah.
that, they don't hire any Asian person in their group, and they owe everybody money.
yeah. See, yeah, it comes down to intent. It's
The
you
intent,
know,
yes, intent. So
Yeah.
it's a fine word. Also, the other thing you can also notice, if somebody said to you, "Oh, I'm looking for an Asian wife," that is kind of like a racist appropriation
Ooh.
thing to say, because you're not appreciating the culture because they are Asian. You actually want to have a trophy.
Right. That's what that goes into, like, what is it? They call it a fetish, right? Where
Kind of a
they're not,
fetish.
they're not really appreciating the person or the culture.
Exactly.
They're more wanting the, like you said, a trophy,
Yeah.
or they're more of an object than anything else.
Yeah,
And,
I think I was just meaning it in the terms of, like, especially in terms of cosplay, I'm trying to think of how I'm like wanting to phrase it, but I think sometimes we can get excited about, or to celebrate, we can be excited to celebrate other cultures, but sometimes we don't always know the most about them or the people. So I do agree with you. It can be intent, but
Yeah. So for cosplay, for example, if you're going to dress up as an Asian character, research about the Asian character and make sure everything that you're cosplaying is correct. All right. So for another good example would be my friend Wayne, also executive director, executive board member for the Cleveland Asian Festival. He wearing the yellow suit with a black stripe. Most people nowadays think it's from the Kill Bill movie.
I went straight to Bruce Lee.
There you go. Big difference, right? When you dress like
Right,
that,
yeah.
everything it's Kill Bill movie. So that's a
Right.
cultural appropriation because
Right.
it's not part of the Bruce Lee who created. So it's a culture thing. But if you want to, and also the age thing, if you want to go cosplay any character, research a character, understand the character, and understand why the character were doing certain way, wearing certain thing. And you're no longer appropriating the culture because you can explain this outfit, this side of the street, this sword is about, this weapon is about. You can tell people what it's about. Now you're not appropriating.
Yeah.
Right. That's proof of your appreciation of the culture versus just, this is a cool thing that I bought online. I think it's awesome.
Right.
That's that's not taking that extra step or do that
Yeah,
extra effort.
you can see lots of movies too. Lots of American movies that have supposed to be a master ninja but wearing a kung fu uniform.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
It's
so
again
that's another mistake.
conflating the Japanese, Chinese. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an intent too. It's not understand the culture. I see a lot of movies also where people were using a katana in a Chinese outfit. Like, no, Chinese people do not wear katana, use a katana as a weapon.
Right. That's not that wasn't. Yes. That's exactly right.
So
Right.
when
Well,
I did that come back to one thing. When I did my short film, The Hunt, we have everybody wearing different period outfit. So I have a white guy wearing a Chinese outfit and a black guy wearing Chinese outfit. Then I explained to them, what are you wearing is not appropriating because this hat is based on this time frame. This outfit with a round rope collar is all based on this time frame. I explained to them the time frame and the kind of sword they need to use. So when they go outside and talk to people, they can appreciate the culture instead of saying, "Oh yeah, Johnny just throw me this outfit together," and then they say this is a Chinese outfit.
Right. So not only does that show your appreciation of the culture, it gives them education, so they learn also about the culture, and they can show their appreciation, and then share that information further on.
Yeah. This is how you promote the culture, and then not in avoiding the appropriation part of it.
Right. When you've got, you put in the intent and the effort, and that makes a huge difference.
Exactly.
So is your Ming Dynasty armor part, was that your costume for the hunt? Is that what?
Yep, that's the one I was wearing on the hunt, and we're going to be. I'm very happy the weather is on Sunday is actually very good because 64 degrees, perfect weather for the outfit.
It's perfect weather for armor.
Very heavy, 28 pound. It's actually can be protect me from any stabbing from knife. I mean, it's that powerful strong.
Wow. Okay. So it's not just, it's not just cosplay. It's actual armor.
Wow.
Handmade armor, steel armor plate.
So how heavy is it? How much does it weigh?
28 pounds.
Wow.
I lost 10 pounds to fit in there. So,
just wearing it for the film.
Yeah. Well, I need it because otherwise I won't be able to walk. I mean, I was 2 months ago I was 176 and wearing the thing was almost 200 pounds. Like I can't do that. I can't move around. So I lost 10 pounds to wear that a little bit. So that
okay,
it'll be okay. So balance out my weight.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. How did that compare?
Hey,
There.
Mike is working. I'm back.
Now, not only can we see you, but we can hear you.
You can hear me? That's good. That's good to know.
No, it's a little too loud. It's like
It's a little loud. Can you turn down your gain?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's already down. I'll just step back a little bit.
Just step further back. A couple steps more. A couple steps more.
We got to see that armor at Fan Expo. You were wearing it there, and got a sense of how heavy that was. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's very heavy, and when I was doing the short film, it was painful because I was working for about 4 hours. I said, I need to get out of this. And then I had to put it back in for another 3 hours. Like, I'm done. I need to get out of this. I can't handle this anymore. It's too hot.
Oh, where were you filming the hunt?
We were filming at Cortland, Ohio.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Out
how do
in the
you
woods?
like balance everything between filmmaking and event planning and
I think he's still trying to figure that out himself.
Well, actually, I probably kind of have an idea.
Good.
First thing is I go to bed at 9:30.
Oh, that's smart.
So I force myself to have at least 8 hours sleep. So I also take about 20 minutes to 30 minutes nap after lunch. This way I can build up. So anybody texts me after 9:30, I just ignore to the next day. However, I had a tendency to wake up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I had to go to use the restroom.
Okay.
And when I use the restroom, I just start thinking, and I can go to sleep for another hour. So I'll be using the phone in bed for an hour, until I get tired, I go to sleep. So it balances out my time frame what I do. And that helped me in a way of relaxing because I force myself to relax so I don't get too tired. And then I can balance it out to do everything else. Making movies is lots of work. So the older I get, the less I want to do that. That's because I don't want to carry heavy gears anymore. They are freaking heavy. So the older you get, the less you want to carry the gear. So you get younger generation people, but then they're not always here. So I do what I can do.
And we just want to like walk around with like a little phone on a stick.
No, it's not like that.
Oh, y'all just on a little phone. You can't do that.
No, we have 4K cameras, professional cameras. They need to bring all the lights and they bring all the lenses. Then they bring all the different outfit and whatever. So like, that's too much work.
It literally is quite a production.
Yeah, so I'm doing more short film now because I can handle that a little bit better than doing feature film. Organizing event, I just force myself to be do a daily to-do list and accomplish that in the morning. And most of the time in the afternoon, I have nothing else to do because I already did everything in the morning for 4 hours. Time for I spend. I get up on 6:30, 7 o'clock, do about half an hour workout, and then go start working. I see the kitty. Hello.
There she is.
and after that, I will just do work until 12 o'clock, feed the cats, have my lunch, take a quick nap, wake up, do a couple hours, and then watch TV. If I don't force myself to relax, I don't think I can be able to function that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make sure you set aside time to watch
Yeah,
TV.
I also have another reason why, because last year I almost have a heart issue. Last year I almost died because of heart issue.
Right.
Apparently I have a heart smaller than most people. It's not pumping enough blood to my heart, and I also have high blood pressure or low blood pressure, depending the medicine I take. So that forced me to take more naps and also force myself to be more relaxing.
It's ironic that you have a medical condition where your heart is smaller, considering how much you give back to the community. I just want to point that out before we go on.
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
a good point. So
Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, tell us a little bit about how you got into filmmaking in the first place. Like, what was the impetus for that in your life?
So I started actually back in 1998. I met this guy, Greg Pataski, good friend of mine, and then we dated. And he was working for the Museum of Natural History. He was a great photographer. Every time you take a photo, it's beautifully, you can capture the soul. So I said to him, I had a background in business, and I know how to organize. If you can help me, let's put together a movie. So he said, sure. He actually owns all the film cameras, 16 millimeters film cameras.
Oh,
so that was actually something fun to have. So we said we should be able to make a movie with a 16 film stock for about $3,000. So that's 1998. We said, let's do it. I wrote the script. We put together, shot it. We never developed the film because we were so busy doing something else. And then he decided he doesn't want a lifestyle anymore because he see me doing movie with me, and then he had to do it in movies, do films for photography style at work. So that's too hard for him to handle. So he decided to move on his life. I said, no problem. And then the film stock just keeps staying in the fridge forever till there. And then suddenly Kodak decided to shut down all the film development processing. So we also shot all reversal film, which means that it's harder to be processed. So but because of that, I just continued doing movies and got fortunate to do what I can do and do a pretty good job, I guess, until now.
Well, yeah, obviously you're still doing it. So,
so that's a full story, basically.
So is that film still in the fridge somewhere? Is it still undeveloped?
Yeah, it's still in my basement, on the fridge, the little small fridge that I have.
Oh my gosh. I almost feel like we need to find out if there's somewhere that can develop it.
We could, but
it's going to be expensive, right? Is that wrong?
Not going to be that expensive. The problem is the main actor, one of the main actor named Sean Ferris. You can IMDb him. He did Free Runner, the movie. He actually was really big back then, and then married to an Asian girl, and then disappeared from filmmaking.
Oh.
So this was his first feature film. He was 17 years old back then. So I'm not sure when I want to release it because he's not as good as he is now as actor.
All right. That's amazing though that you still have it.
I still have it.
I love that.
I wish I could develop it, but I haven't had a chance to do so.
That's like such a unique type of time capsule. That's great.
Yeah.
What were some of your film influences?
My dad would be my major film influence because apparently filmmaking was part of my extended family. I did not know that until my mom and my dad told me the whole story. I have a very big, well-known film director in Hong Kong. It's supposed to be related to me. We never verified that, so I don't want to talk too much. But my dad, when he was younger, he will take me to see all kind of movies. I remember still very vividly that he told me to watch 12 or 13 Bruce Lee movies in one day.
One day?
It just kept going, never ending. I was driving me crazy. But it's not about movies of him. It's movies about him, his funeral, how he died.
Oh my gosh!
Back then, it's like we were in Philippines. He took me to the movie theater. We sat there all day long, watching all different versions of Chinese how Bruce Lee died, or conspiracy stories about how he died, or whether he got killed by mafia, whether he got killed by the studio, whether he got killed by a friend, or whether he got killed by his girlfriend.
All the conspiracy theories.
I didn't know there were conspiracy
I didn't
theories.
realize that
there were lots of those. I didn't even.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so is there a Bruce Lee is still alive thing like Tupac and Elvis?
There were.
I'm sure people have seen Bruce Lee at the 7-Eleven standing next to Elvis.
They say about Elvis, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
How he died.
Wow.
That was ridiculous. I didn't really expect. There was another. I think it's like hour-long movie. So he would take me to different theaters to watch it. It's like, well, I didn't know it sounds boring now, but back then it was crazy. But he also
nuts.
he was also a diplomat, so he get to meet a lot of celebrities behind the scene. And then he would take me to see and watch magicians performing and go backstage to show me how they do it. Also, when there's like a big circus, it's all those crazy stunt shows. He would take me to watch it. So I have been influenced with all this kind of art environment. But he always said, "You need to be a doctor." This is always
typical Asian father. Yep.
Yep. So so then when he got older, he started collecting Beta Max movies.
Yes.
5,000 movies
Wow.
at home. He built a shelf. Then he built a shelf and then put him a bed in the middle, and a TV, and the shelf surrounded him like 4 walls, and he would sleep in there watching the movies.
Wow.
In bed, surrounded to the shelf, and the
Yeah, well, because he didn't want to be his bedroom. He wanted me to use we had 2-bedroom apartment, so he decided to let me use the 1 bedroom, and then he, instead of staying the other bedroom, he just stayed there because he loved those movies.
oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Wow.
And then it became 5,000 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Oh right, because Beta went away. Right. Yeah.
And so mostly our movies, dramas, Chinese dramas that he
Oh
watched.
yes.
I loved it. I watch it with him all the time. So when he visited me before he passed away back in 1998, I had lots of movies for him to watch. He enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't appreciate him that much. I was so young. I was going crazy going to the clubs every night and getting drunk and doing stupid things. So I wish I spent more time with him now, but this is my one major regret I have in my life, that not spending my time with him. So anybody watching doing this, spend the time you can have much with your parents, your family, because you only have them once, and then if you regret it, you're not gonna be able to get them back.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So right now,
Absolutely
my mom,
true.
she wants something, I just say okay. She would tell me to do something. I said fine. Even if she's wrong, I don't care. Okay. You don't want to bother with them because you don't want to get them upset.
It's true.
I love that.
That's funny. No, I remember my parents used to watch the Chinese dramas too. They loved anything to do with the Monkey King or Three Kingdoms.
Yep.
Was the biggest. My dad just loved it, and it's interesting now because our oldest son, he's now 21, Jeff. He's 21.
Stop.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
But he's very much into video games, and he loves the Dynasty Warrior series, which is all about the Three Kingdoms. And so it's so great to see him learn about the Three Kingdoms through his gaming, but then talk to my dad about the Three Kingdoms. So my dad can tell him about it from the Chinese dramas. And so it's great to see kind of that generational bridge
That was very
through
nice.
storytelling through the
Yeah.
Three Kingdoms, which I thought is just wonderful. So
Yeah, when I did the hunt, I also did lots of research beforehand because I loved watching a lot of Chinese movies. I think that's from my dad. I can't forget that. And so I realized how back in the days in Chinese movie they do salutation like this, right?
yes.
The new generation of Chinese movies, they have salutation like this
Oh,
or this.
okay.
Was
Especially period movies like the Ming
Mhm.
Dynasty, Tang Dynasty, the Han Dynasty. They were like basically it's a big thumb up and then covered it up.
Interesting. So was that?
This is only in the Qing Dynasty they just created.
Oh, so
So
originally,
I didn't know that until I did a lot more studies. Like, that's interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about that. Was a young guy, didn't realize. I also realized the Chinese used to have sword that's curved like the Japanese katana before the Japanese katana actually was popular.
huh?
The Tang Dynasty are straight sword, curved a little bit because they learned it from the Turkish. The Turks are the one who have the sword, and then they reinvented making more as a Tang Dynasty sword. And then when the soldier from Han Tang and Tang Dynasty went to Japan, they brought that with them to
They brought
Japan
that over.
and perfectionized it to become a better type of katana.
Right, because the Japanese did the folded blacksmithing. That
So I didn't know that. I didn't understand about the outfit too. I thought every Chinese outfit was cross connection, right? No,
Right.
there was round collar robes that they wear back then, and there's a lot of different things. I didn't know that. I wish I was knowing all this when I was younger, but I didn't. I learned martial art, but I didn't know any of this stuff. I thought you learn martial art, you like, oh, everybody doing like this. This is it.
well, that's
No,
all we
there's
knew.
a lot
Right.
of different way to do salutations.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting. So even now as an adult, you're still learning these things.
Learning, yeah. So this is mostly important for when you're dealing with emperors. You want to make sure that they have thumbs up.
Oh,
There's a reason
okay.
for everything.
Right.
Women go opposite direction. Men go this way.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Isn't it
I
like-
didn't know that until I figured it out.
What does it mean? I'm sorry. Please
It's
excuse my
basically
ignorance.
a thumbs up, great emperor.
Hmm.
We great emperor. We salute to you, great emperor.
Oh.
And this for officers and peasant, they do like this because you're the officer, and we embrace you.
Hmm.
Interesting. Just
That's-
different ways of greeting
Yeah.
depending on who it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, your salutation will depend on your standing to the other
Yep.
person.
And also,
Right.
I wanted to find out about colors. Every robe color means a ranking on the palace, on the royal palace.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
purple is the highest rank. I actually have a picture here on my phone because I had to
Oh,
remind myself
see?
what it looks like.
This is why I like purple so much. Wait. Oh, Jeff, is that why you have purple in your background? Oh, check it
Yeah.
out. So
Oh, wow.
purple is the highest, and then it goes all the way down to, is that blue?
Yep. So this is their ranking system for officers in China back in the Ming Tang Dynasty.
Hmm.
So depending on the color robes that they wear, you can tell their standing or their rank.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My cat just fell. Couldn't
I'm
fight.
definitely going to pay more attention to some of the period films and stuff that I watch now.
Yeah,
I'd like to see where those
they follow
colors are
that.
represented. Yeah.
It's
These
so
greetings.
interesting. It's so interesting because I didn't know that until I watched all these period movies. Like this is a Ming Dynasty sword. See, it's curved.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Just slightly. Yeah.
So that's me. I say
I was going to say, and that's Johnny, by the way.
Very cool.
That's really interesting. I don't know if this is relevant, but I was been rewatching Samurai Jack, and so like the him visiting, literally only in the first episode, but he was like not revisiting. He was going to all of these different places to learn their like fighting styles, and that's what I was like kind of envisioning when you were talking about the different symbols, hand symbols and stuff.
Netflix. If you guys have Netflix, check out the Chinese movie from there. It's called the series called the Detective something. I can't remember the name.
Oh, I think I know
Detective
what
D, Judge D Mystery.
Yes.
That's very much from the Ming Tang Dynasty, and their culture, their outfit, everything is very, very realistic. And there's another movie show you can find on YouTube. It's called the longest time in Chang'an. So it's in 24 hours everything happened in this show, and everything in that show is authentically correct. Based on the time frame, the longest day, 24 hours in Chang'an. So it's a very good story because you can see how they fight. They fight basically like they're actually wearing real armor to fight with it. So all the actors had to feel the weight before they can actually go into the battle. And the reason they do that so they can maybe understand how realistic the show is going to be.
So, what is your favorite movie?
What kind?
You have one.
European, Chinese, Americans.
I know it's hard, right? People ask me that question, and I have to break it down by genre. I
Yeah,
can't just,
hard. It's hard.
otherwise you're getting Die Hard. I
Okay,
can't.
what's like,
No, I knew it. I knew it.
obviously you talked about Bruce Lee, but what's like a pivotal film maybe that like
surprising to say, if American film wise, I love Empire of the Sun by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But it didn't get a lot of attention because it came out with the same time with the Last Emperor. Last Emperor actually did better, which doesn't make sense. Last Emperor, I fell asleep in the theater watching Last Emperor. So yeah. Then the other movie I can watch forever and never get bored is Big Trouble in Little China.
Love that movie too. Oh my gosh!
I think I grew up with being a martial artist and grew up watching the cool thunder, lightning, and rain. The way that they acted, I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
So I get very, very, very much enjoying that whole show.
That's one I'm hoping that they never remake. They've been
talking about it.
He's apparently got the rights at some point, and I was like, if you play Jack Burton, I'm going to be so upset. If anything, I'm fine if they want to like do one of those 30 years later. It's 40 now, I think.
Almost 40, at least 40.
But, sequels where you get Kurt Russell back. You know what I mean? You can bring in The Rock as his buddy. I don't care, but do a sequel. Don't remake the original. The original was,
the original was beautiful. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So
it's a classic.
I want to ask several years ago, Ke Huy Quan, who played Short Round in the Indiana Jones movies and Data and Goonies. He had quit acting because of how difficult it was for as an Asian person to get like roles that were significant. And then in an interview, he made his comeback after he saw Crazy Rich Asians becoming such a huge success. And obviously immediately won an Oscar too. Like, I mean, the dude, like immediately his first role back, which is fantastic. But do you feel like he saw that movie as being like kind of a resurgence of like where Asian characters are getting more seriously, represented rather than just being, a specific character or a stereotype or a token. Do you feel like we're moving in the right direction as far as Hollywood? And would you say, where would you think we could do more work there?
Well, they can do more work.
Yeah.
Hollywood embracing a minority, African Americans, Asians, and such is because of the pressure from everybody else. And when movies like Rich Asian, all this movie came out, there's opportunity for us. When we started winning Oscars, that also opening the door a little bit. Unfortunately, just because you win an Oscar doesn't mean that you will get lots of good roles in the future. I mean, look at him right now. He played a role, the movie Love Hurts.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't very good.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to though.
I want to see it.
I enjoyed it.
I want to see it, but like you said, it wasn't that successful at the box office.
No, it's because I think the storyline suffered a little bit, but the fight sequence is cute, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoy him on the Loki.
Yes, I enjoy him in everything.
But I don't. In this way, he just okay. I think sometimes because you get stereotyped, I don't want to see him being a fighter. I want to see him in the other different roles. That'd be better than anything else. It's like right now. Right. If you see Ryan Reynolds in any movies, he will be the same character no matter what movie you see.
He's Ryan Reynolds with a different costume each time.
Exactly. Right? I cannot get rid of that. It's almost like, oh, I'm looking at the same person over and over again. I forget the character's name, Marvel name. Deadpool?
Yeah.
Deadpool, yeah.
I've seen that character every minute, every time, every movie. No matter what movie you see him, he's the same character. It's hard to get out of the mold. Sure. But
well, especially when people, I mean, that's what people pay to see. They pay to see Ryan
that's
Reynolds,
what they expect. That's what they want.
Which is but then he just caters to that. But he made some better choices when he was younger. He made some movies where he actually had a little more range, but now he does seem
not
to play
Green Lantern.
Sure, but he does seem to play a very similar wisecracking character in almost every movie now.
So I can do this. Back in the days, Asian representation in Hollywood is horrible. That's the reason why Bruce Lee only can do one type of movies. They play Kato and Green Hornet.
Right.
He did offer to try to get his movie Warriors, the script written up to do the show Warriors, and they say no. He was going to do Kung Fu. They say no.
That's right.
Ao Liang, good friend of mine, who is also in Big Trouble in Little China, the guy with a mustache.
Yeah, long hair, long mustache.
Yeah, very good friend of mine. He wrote a script about a man turned into a bug.
Huh.
Guess
that
what
sounds
happened?
familiar.
Oh yeah,
It
um,
it did.
Hollywood.
He couldn't get it made, but somebody else did.
So somebody stole the idea and made a movie.
Oh,
The Eye.
Man. Wow.
And he tried to sue them, and he didn't get anywhere.
Wow.
It was his script.
Which movie?
I think it's called The Eye. The Fly. The Fly. Let me double check. So yeah, but now
So
it is The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, the Jeff Gold. So that was
the remake of
it. Yeah, so he wrote a script for a new Fly, and they made it, but didn't give him credit for it.
Yeah. Well, they took the idea. They take the concept. The concept is some of the dialogues away.
Sure. Wow.
So he's very much say that he have a hard time getting any supporting role or major role because of that. And this is a guy who's been back in the days. And then Brandon Lee got better, in the sense of they got a supreme role, people recognize him, and then he just died off. Once
unfortunately
the 90s become ninja, so all the Japanese actors are become popular. And then during 2000, martial art no longer become popular; it's become just a dead thing. And then now, because of all the different new movies coming out, and K-pop also influencing people liking the Asian culture a lot more. All this coming back because they feel like there's and you can see Netflix a lot of Asian movies in there.
Yeah,
because they see there's a huge popular need for that. Everybody wants to see something different.
We've been watching some K-dramas, but I think our favorite one is Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Have you seen that?
Yes,
yes.
We adore that show. It's so good.
That show is fantastic.
I like K drama better than Chinese drama because Chinese drama is usually 36 episodes to 46 episodes.
I saw they did a 3. So last year or the last couple of years, Netflix did the 3 Body Problem miniseries, but China released one at the same time, and I'm like, oh, I think I want to watch that. It's like 36 episodes long, but the book is like, I read the book.
The book isn't that long.
Yeah, but I the Netflix drama really just kind of glazed over it. So I'm very interested to see the Chinese one because obviously in 36 episodes,
I get bored.
They're going to do it justice.
They basically it's a page by page of the story, the book, or whatever Chinese drama you watch. Everything is based on somebody's script or somebody's story, somebody's books. They just do page by page by page by page.
Oh,
yeah. They don't cut anything. That's the same thing with like a lot of the Three Kingdoms different series. They don't cut anything out. They don't try, because a lot of times with American scripts, especially, they're like, oh, that's a subplot that we really don't need, or this, that, and the other. But yeah, with Chinese dramas, a lot of times they're like, nope, this is the source material. Everything is important. We're doing it all.
Unfortunately, I don't think it works on TV or movies. I think it works better in script, on books, because you can sit and read it throughout the whole thing. In story, it gets very, very, very low. I get bored. I had to fast forward. I'm watching right now a show called I can't remember the show name now. Some kind of the coroner, which basically is based on the Tang Dynasty and the Tang Dynasty. It's a 36 episode. I had to fast forward because I can't handle it.
It's just enough.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Enough about the chickens. Move on.
And then people complain that movies they didn't include this one part from the book, and it's like
it's the exact.
You don't
opposite.
understand. If they did, if they included everything, you probably if they really gave you what you think you want, you're probably gonna like it even less.
Well, but then that depends, right? Because like look at Lord of the Rings.
Well, it's only 3 books though. I mean, three movies and Hobbit movies, so 6 movies. But the books is what 12 books.
Something like that, but then they still adapted and moved and like
they did change things here and there.
Exactly, tell it in the same order because it's just easier in that medium to tell it a certain way.
Well, Harry Potter
stuff's got to go.
Too. Harry Potter is 7 movies.
Yeah, same thing with Harry Potter.
Movies and then but again, it's not the whole book page by page. It's more like condensed each book into one story.
Yeah. No, for some reason the Chinese dramas, they just don't do that.
No.
So you're telling me I should avoid that 3 Body Problem
I'd say if you want to watch that, it's an interesting storyline. So go ahead and watch. But
I love the book.
I would say if you love the book and you want a very thorough presentation of it in a visual medium, then I think it's worth.
Netflix one.
The Netflix one
so much that it almost wasn't the same story.
Yeah,
it was still good. I thought it was still well done, but it just wasn't.
But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the book. Yeah,
not really. It didn't have a lot of the same.
But before you do that, watch the Judge D mystery because it's based on a Tang Dynasty, and it's really good. I mean, it's Judge D is it's like a Sherlock Holmes. It's a real person, not like Sherlock Holmes. Real judge, very smart, and then most of the story are made up by a writer who, funny enough, an European or French writer wrote the book. It got very popular based on what he found in the historical papers.
Interesting.
So a French author was the one that succeeded and made it famous.
Yeah. Quite interesting how it's very funny.
Interesting.
But again, now you're appreciating culture. You're not appropriating the culture.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. There you go.
And that is one of the reasons why I was asking the question, because the lines can be blurred very easily.
Yes, it can be blurred very easily. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Johnny, we want to thank you so much for being a part of the show today. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you. I can't wait to come out. I'm going to try to get out there on Sunday. Seems like there's a lot of stuff going on Sunday.
You can see him in armor.
If you be there at 2:00, you will see me on armor on stage at 2:00.
Are you going to be doing any scenes from the movie, or just?
Are you crazy? That's too much work. I can
he said he has to go to bed at
9:30. Look around and then walk by out the stage
and then goodbye.
Well, before we let you go, tell everyone how they can find you, either whether it's on social media, things like that, and then also the festival.
So the Cleveland Asian Festival, you can find information at the clevelandasianfestival.org, or you can actually search on Facebook, Cleveland Asian Festival. You can find it everywhere. As for me, all you have to do is search for Johnny K. Wu, and you'll find me everywhere, or MDI Film.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks again, man. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fantastic, Johnny. Always good to see you, Johnny.
Likewise.
Thank you for taking the lead at the beginning with all of our technical difficulties.
My captain.
We still got an episode in, which is awesome.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know, Jeff, when you have it available online. I can help. I'll be happy to share it everywhere.
All right. Yeah, we're going to try to drop this on Wednesday. So if you're listening to it, it's already Wednesday. So thanks for listening. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next month. Hopefully, we're going to be talking to the Cleveland Guardians. No, not the baseball team. The original Cleveland Guardians, the roller derby
team.
Yeah, we met them at Fan Expo, and we're hoping to talk to them on the show. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. We're waving.
The Podcast is Real is a World Gone Geek production.